Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, this video is directly pitching to my audience. I know from the figures I received that the vast proportion of my audience are over 45 years of age. And so this will be relevant to them. Some more so than others. For some, it will only be something to keep an eye on for future. For some, it will be of immediate concern. And for some, it will be vitally important. So we are going to discuss the important issue of pensions, and indeed particularly the triple lock. The one thing, I think the only thing that you can honestly say that the Tories have ever got right. The UK pension is just about the worst in the developed world, and they brought in the triple lock, and the aim was to slowly and piecemeal over time give, a slightly better rise, so that over time the pension improved somewhat, and that has been happening, and with one yearly exception, because they took out the earnings rise during the end of COVID, which he said was a one-off, and we took him at his word. This was Rishi Sunak. We took him at his word. He said it was a one-off. It was a one-off. Last year we got the big 10% pay rise. This year we're getting another possibly 9 or 10% pay rise, something like that. It's going to be significant. So we've got these two things. Now they're saying, it's unaffordable. I'd say, bullshit, it's not unaffordable. Because if they can give £30 billion to the Ukraine, I think they can afford a wee bit of pension. I don't think that is an issue. So this unaffordability thing is a load of old rubbish. However, that's what it is. That's currently the state. We've got the triple lock pension. I will point out that I'm just over 10 years away from my pension. But it is something, of course, being, a decade away from. But I am watching it like a hawk because it does play part of my retirement funding. So you've got to be aware of it. And of course, for those good viewers out there in YouTube land, for whom it is something that you already receive or something you will very shortly receive, again, it is of vital importance. And so this triple lock's there, and it's giving this sort of ever increasing rise. Excellent. Now that's under the Tories. And I've got no other reason to trust the Tories on anything, but they have at least held true on that. Labour, on the other hand, are refusing to commit to it. Now, it's always a standard rule in politics that when they refuse to say yes, they actually mean no. On a simple yes or no, can you say this is happening? And if they start prevaricating and going, well, of course you have to look at it, you mean no. It's simple. The moment they fail to say yes, they mean no. And so when asked if they'll keep it, well, we need to have a look at that, they mean no. And so the triple lock will die under Labour. And I think us old greybeards and ladies, although the term greybeard may apply to some ladies too, if they're anything like my sister, she grows a little bit there. Not much, just there. I have to pluck it every night. She'll be sitting there and I'll pluck it sometimes. I call her the Billy Goat Gruff. But she sits there and she's got that. But anyway, let's get away. But for us old greybeards, the pension is important. Now, the thing is, if Labour are refusing to commit to the pension rise, the pensioners in this country have one option. We have to stick with the one party that says they're going to keep the triple lock. Who's that? It's the Tories. I don't know, it breaks your bloody heart, doesn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not pro-Tory. I'm not pro-Labour. I am anti. I'm anti everyone. I think all politicians are complete and utter rogues. I can't stand any political party because it comes ideologically bogged down. But you have to look at the time which is the one that's better for your wallet. And I'm rather afraid to say it's the Tories. And it breaks me bloody heart to do it. I don't want Rishi Sunak. I don't want to vote Tory, but I don't want to vote Labour either if they're going to cut me pension. So, you have this issue. So we're going to take a look at this article now. A bit of a long header, this one, isn't it? But we'll take a look at this article now to see why Labour are deemed untrustworthy over the pension. Here goes. So, new triple lock threat. Labour untrustworthy when it comes to protecting pensions. They're untrustworthy on anything, but they're all parties are the same. But the fact that they won't commit to it is very, very worrying. And it goes to show the fact that they won't commit to it means they're not intending to commit to it. they want to get rid of it because they know they can't afford it, or they're going to say they can't afford it. And yet, strangely, all this money going to Ukraine all the time, yes, they can. All this foreign aid, yes, they can. All the things they waste money on, yes, they can. Labour refuses to commit to keeping the pension protection in place if it wins power until it knows the state of the finances it will inherit. Well, I do remember that when the Tories finally came to power after Gordon Brown, after his premiership, they basically they'd left nothing. There was the note on the desk, wasn't it? Sorry, all the money's been spent. So I think it's a bit rich for Labour to talk about, seeing the economy they inherit when they always leave power, leaving the country poorer. Labour was accused of being untrustworthy on the triple lock after refusing to commit to keep it. Party activists have been told the formula giving retirees a decent annual rise cannot be guaranteed. That's their way of saying they're going to get rid of it. So Keir Starmer's party is refusing to give a cast iron pledge until it knows the state of the finances it will inherit. But campaigners warned the triple lock is a clear issue of principle that Labour should set out its position on. Now, Labour is supposed to be the working man, the poor, working for the poor and all that. And the poorest people in society are the pensioners. If it cannot even commit to the triple lock, it's basically saying we're going to throw the pensioners to the wolves. That's it. And of course, us 12 million and 12.5 million pensioners, as we're about to see, we have a vote. We cannot vote for Labour if they refuse to back our pensions. A source said Labour are all over the shop on this, and for the sake of 12.5 million pensioners, many of whom rely on the state pension as their sole source of income, Labour needs to clear up the muddle they've got themselves into. They need to urgently clarify the position. People don't believe a word the Labour Party says. I've never believed what the word of the Labour Party. Even if they commit to the pensions triple lock today, nobody trusts them. God forbid if they ever get into government, the triple lock will be in their sights. And it absolutely would. It would be number one for them, out of principle. Details of the Labour's refusal to commit the triple lock were reported by Labour Hub, a website for activists on the left. So it's even the left are reporting this. Because there's people in Labour who think that the triple lock is important, who actually think that the triple lock should remain. And the trouble is that they aren't the majority. It said if the party's National Policy Forum held in Nottingham last weekend left activists with no hope. The article said, in another shocking U-turn, Shadow Work and Pension Secretary Jonathan Ashworth, him here, we will put the vicar up, there he is, Jonathan Ashworth, refused to recommit to protecting the triple lock on pensions, despite the party having recommended to do just a policy 3 weeks ago. The move risks a further backlash against Starmer's record of pledge breaking. Oh, he's terrible for it. He's such a wishy-washy man. Ask him a question today and you'll get a different answer from the one you asked yesterday, and you get a third answer if you ask it tomorrow. I mean, it took him 18 months to work out what a woman is. So, ask him what a pension is and he won't have a clue, will he? Insiders say the party can only guarantee it if the Conservatives commit to it. Otherwise, it becomes a new spending commitment for an incoming government, and it refuses to promise anything until it is funded. Anyway, the campaign group Silver Voices said the issue is a matter of principle that Labour should commit to, regardless of any decisions made by the Conservative government. And they absolutely should. This should not be any issue which any Labour government should ever pass doubt on. They should commit to it, and they should commit to it early if they ever want to have a hope in hell of getting into power, because it means so much to so many people. Anyway, I shall stop there and I shall come up. Now, it's about 843 a month or so it works out as at the moment, and for some people that's a lifeline. Now, by the time I come to retire, it should be well over £1,000 a month, and that's a significant amount. And it's that will enable me to do the sort of things I absolutely want to do in retirement, because it isn't a benefit. It's something you've paid into your whole life. It is a right, not a benefit. And if you want to have a government that commits to making what is the worst pension in the developed world slightly better, that's absolutely fine. But if Labour, who keep going on about raising people out of poverty, cannot even commit to keeping the pension you know, then what hope have you got? This is one of the most basic, fundamental things we have. It's something you've paid into your whole life. It's something you deserve. So yes, Starmer has got to come out. They've got to make it a pledge, and they've got to say they absolutely, positively will keep it for the duration of the next Parliament, all 5 years or whatever it will be. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and make sure you vote to keep your pension. Goodbye.